Okay. So it's very well a chance you're gonna faint, man, when you see this destruction come. Right? You might be fearful when you see the destruction coming, man. Right? So it's not really a commandment to flee America. But it's an urgent request and recommendation that you should, man. Okay. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 50. Ye that have escaped the sword, right? Right, because what? The sword coming to America, man. The sword is coming to America. Why would it say ye that have escaped the sword? Right? There's a chance. See, when you escape the sword, you fled from the destruction, man. You got out of the midst of Babylon. All right? It says what? Jeremiah 51, verse 50. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember Adonijah afar off. You see? And let Jerusalem come into your mind. You understand? So those that escape the sword, once they escape the sword, they're going to be in the land that's out of Babylon. And they supposed to remember the Most High, man. Right? So that tell you right there you're supposed to get out of America, man. That tell you right there you're supposed to flee. You see what I'm saying? Because the scriptures is telling you or giving you a situation that's past tense. What you did in the past, right? You took your behind up out of America. You escaped the sword, and once you did that, the Most High came into your remembrance. You see what I'm saying? Again, Jeremiah 51 verse 50. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember Adonijah afar off, right? Because what you gonna be? You're gonna be afar off, man. You're gonna be far away from out of the land of America. All right, let me get a precept to line that up, man. Jeremiah 50, this is Jeremiah 49. All right, this is Jeremiah 50, verse 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. You see that? The cry is heard afar off, man. So Babylon gonna be taken, man. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, right? Hold on, if this was talking about ancient Babylon, listen, man, the earth didn't move when ancient Babylon was taken. Right? That don't make no sense, man. You know this is talking about America. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. Why? Because at that time, there's going to be a great earthquake. Remember I read it? Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of his wrath, of righteous indignation, man. Let me see if I can find that again. Revelation, man. Well, I ain't gonna get it. Let me get it's Jeremiah 50 verse 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So the cry gonna be heard among the nations, man. Because what? It's gonna be broadcasted on the news. It's gonna be said. It's gonna be seen worldwide. It's gonna be heard, man. People gonna see it. They're gonna know that America is being taken and is being destroyed. Okay? Like the scriptures say, the cry thereof was heard from the Red Sea, man. Right? The cry thereof was heard from the Red Sea. This is Jeremiah 49 verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. The noise of whose fall? America, man. The earth is moved at the fall of America. And then what it say? At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea, man. Come on now. What does it mean the cry was heard from the Red Sea, man? It's going to be broadcasted on the news networks and social media, most likely, that America is being taken and is being destroyed. So they're going to hear the cries of Americans on the news stations and all the social media, and they're going to hear the cries, they're going to see the bewailing and the moaning of Babylon being taken, of being destroyed, of being invaded by her enemies. The earth is moved at her taking, man. When that earthquake coming. Okay? Jeremiah 51 verse 50. Jeremiah 51 verse 50. Ye that have escaped the sword. Right? Go away, stand not still. Remember Adonai afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Right? Because you most likely, once you going up out of here, you in another country, you're gonna hear about the news of Babylon being destroyed, being taken. Right? Because the sword already came on Babylon. So the scripture's telling you, ye that have escaped the sword, man. What's that mean? That means you had taken your behind up out of Babylon, which is America, and you ended up escaping the sword. And Most High telling you to remember the Most High, according to his word, telling you to remember. Stand not still, right? Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember Adonai afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind, right? Okay? You escaped the sword that came upon Babylon, right? The famine and the pestilence, right? You escaped, man. Matter of fact, this is Jeremiah 50, verse 3 and 4. Jeremiah 50, verse 3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. Talking about Russia. Out of the north, man. Which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast, right? Some of y'all people are going to be left here, y'all going to be taken into captivity by these other nations. Right? China and Russia, they're going to take you into captivity. It says, in those days, verse 4, in those days and in that time, saith Adonai, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together. Going and weeping, they shall go and seek Adonai their power. Okay? How they gonna do that if they still here in America getting hit by them plagues? Now that tie in with Jeremiah 51 verse 50. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember Adonai afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Right? Let Jerusalem come into your mind. That means that in Jeremiah 50, verse 4, matter of fact, verse 5, it says, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Adonai in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. So when you escape the sword, Jerusalem, the Most High gonna come into your mind, and you're gonna ask the way to Zion. Okay? How you gonna ask the way to Zion if you already still in America? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't escape by the chariots when they come here to America to deliver his elect in the 1/3, then what's gonna happen? If you don't get a chariot ride, what you think, the ships of Tarshish is gonna come to America, man? You think you're gonna get on a cruise liner and sail back to Africa? You know what I'm saying? Is that what you think, man? It's Revelation chapter 18. Revelation 18. Revelation 18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, man. You see that? So I already done read how you supposed to come up out of the land. That's a physical departure, man. That's physically moving your behind up out of here. I already read Isaiah 13, verse 14. Everyone gonna go into their own land. Everyone gonna flee to their own people. So what you think Revelation 18 verse 4 talking about? You think it's talking about some spiritual, conceptualized understanding of fleeing? Talk about spiritually fleeing. How you gonna spiritually flee, man? You want to spiritualize the scriptures like these damn Christians, right? You want to spiritualize everything. Oh, that's talking about spiritually fleeing, brother. No, it ain't. Like all them scriptures these Christians read about Israel, they like to apply that to the church, man. They like to apply all them scriptures in the Old Testament that mentions Israel. They like to apply that to the Christian church, saying, oh, we spiritual Israel. No, no. If there's no spiritual Israel, or if all those scriptures that talk about Israel is being applied to the church, and you reject that, why are you rejecting the scriptures that say to physically flee Babylon, man? Well, you want to do the same thing that Christians do and spiritualize the scriptures that talk about fleeing, right? You won't accept the scriptures that they bring out that justify their spiritual Israelite you won't bring that out, man. You won't accept that. You reject that. Y'all won't accept Christians as spiritual Israel. Right? Y'all will actually, you will be practical in your understanding and logic when they bring out scriptures that are clearly talking about Israelites, but they try to apply those scriptures to Christians. They try to apply those scriptures to the Christian church. See, they say we spiritual Israelites. We part of the covenant. Right? We grafted in. Y'all reject that though, man. But y'all won't accept when the scriptures talk about being practical and fleeing America, fleeing Babylon, right? That's hypocrisy, man. You gotta, listen, man, if you're gonna be practical with scriptures, there are some things in the scriptures that's spiritual. But this ain't one of them. Fleeing America is not a spiritual idea. It's not spiritual. It's not a spiritual understanding to physically get your behind up out of America so you can deliver your soul and your body. Because if you don't, you can get cut off by the sword. You can get cut off by pestilence. You can get cut off by the famine, man. You can get cut off by wild beasts and creeping things here, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think the animals, Most High won't use the animals, make the animals break out of the zoos and attack people, man. Right? Make the animals come up out of the damn wood and start attacking people. That's one of the judgments too, man. All right? That's one of the judgments too. Most High could use these wild beasts. Like, you know, Elisha told prophet, he prophesied the 2 she-bears to come out of the wood, attack them children that was teasing them, making fun of them. Talking about go up thou bald head. Yeah, you know.